The world has a waste plastic problem as a result of plastic packaging. We need to take responsibility for it and do something about it now. Some say it's a plastics problem. It's not. It's a human problem. And sadly, plastics is the only packaging being targeted, whereby we still have problems with paper, glass, aluminium and tin. Out of sight, out of mind is not the answer. Here again, we have another huge problem with the lack of housing around the world. Sadly, governments around the world have failed the people by not providing homes of dignity. Most people in different countries forage for scrap building materials to build a shelter for themselves and their families, and then are still left without basic services of electricity, water or sanitation. Look at India. It's one of the wealthiest countries in the world with a strong economy. Yet the vast majority of the population do not have proper housing or services, and the same goes for Asia, South America, Africa and even some countries in Europe. We at For Earth Africa have the solution. According to the United Nations, we have a huge housing shortage in the region of 3 billion homes, and as they put it, building 4,000 homes per hour will still not catch up with population and growth. The United Nations, in collaboration with Yale University, have designed an off-the-grid house to solve the problem. The house is only 23 square meters and can only sleep 2 people comfortably, yet the house cost is only $50,000. The equivalent house from For Earth Africa will be substantially lower and is manufactured of totally recycled materials. We would like to engage with the UN and the Red Cross to assist them with flat pack houses for emergency crisis around the world. We are not being responsible with our waste, which is a huge value and needs to be recycled and reused many times over. Sending it to a landfill site or using it as waste energy is not the solution. This year, San Francisco will become the first city in the world for zero waste. Plastic packaging has given us a lot of convenience in our lives with specially designed 7-layered oxygen protection barriers, which gives food a much longer shelf life. But this is where the problem starts. There are 7 different plastics used in the 7 different layers, which are not chemically the same and melt at different temperatures. Thus, the multi-layer packaging is non-recyclable. We at For Earth Africa have the solution to recycle all the 7 categories of this plastic. Leaving packaging materials on landfill sites is irresponsible, as it will take more than 1,000 years for plastics to break down. Our children's children generation will one day in turn open up these landfill sites to recover these materials. Plastic material is 8% of all the oil pumped from the earth each year. We need to eradicate hunger and starvation. We at For Earth Africa are hoping our demand for wheat straw will encourage more farming of wheat that will bring down prices in the long run. Our product is designed to use wheat straw because it does not have any resin and only carries around 3% moisture. Its molecular structure makes it one of the strongest natural fibers around. We believe that our project being used in different countries will encourage further farming of wheat, as most countries only produce half of their requirement. Governments need to step in to regulate the way plastic packaging is used. For example, chemical containers such as motor oil. Household chemicals are supplied in virgin plastic bottles. These bottles should be made using recycled plastic. All the materials should be separated and sold back to the various industries. This is done using a material recovery facility, MRF plants, either by government, municipalities or the private sector, which in turn creates more jobs. It is irresponsible to continue using landfill sites and even allowing people to forage through the waste on these sites. The sorted waste from these MRF plants, paper, glass, aluminium and tin, should be in turn sold back to the industry for additional income to the MRF sorting plants. Waste food and organic materials going through the MRF plants can in turn be turned into compost. If San Francisco has managed to turn their city into a zero-waste city, I'm sure by 4Earth Africa implementing our project, we can encourage other cities around the world to do the same. These manufacturing facilities are sizable, and their product goes through 12 different processes and stages before the final product is manufactured. This starts with the grading of the various plastics, crushing and granulating, washing and drying, melting and cooling the recycled plastic, crushing, grinding and drying of the wheat straw, mixing of the plastic and the wheat straw and additives, and the final drying. Compounding, mixing of all the gradients together into uniform pellets, then profiling the various shapes and designs. Sheet extrusion for wall panels, roof sheeting, fabrication and cutting and drilling of all the components to fit properly on the construction site. Then there is the final stage of packing all the parts of the houses, including nuts, bolts, hinges, handles, plumbing and electrical. The final stage is flat packing and containerizing to order. 4Earth Africa has the technology to take waste plastic and mix it with wheat straw along with various other additives to produce a product known as composite. These products can be used in a wide range of areas, including the construction industry, farming industry, and in the construction of homes, schools, and clinics. Our strength over conventional building materials is sustainability. All our products are UV protected, flame retarded, and have antifungal ingredients. The product is totally maintenance-free and does not require painting or varnishing or treating against insects like wood borehole or termites. The homes are easy to construct and have excellent installation properties with air pocket design. The installation properties keep the houses cooler in summer and warmer in winter. We have found a demand from construction companies seeking alternative building materials for cladding of high-rise buildings and moving away from tiles, plaster and painting. We have one of the finest engineering consulting companies in the country backing up our product and our designs. We've also been invited to the Atlantis Green Tech Special Economic Zone because of our innovation. Being invited into these government economic zones has huge benefits, namely the government will custom build your factory and your service costs are greatly reduced.